Do you want to know what the number one hormone is that controls your weight? Hey everyone, it's Dr. Ashley. Your body has a weight set point, which means that your body will try to maintain itself within a certain range of pounds by any means possible. The brain will take over functioning of your hormones as well as your metabolic rate in order to stay within your weight set point. But different factors can either increase your weight set point, meaning your weight, your natural weight will go up, and other factors can decrease your weight set point, meaning that your body will tend to stay at a lower weight. The number one thing that influences your weight set point that you have control over is the hormone insulin. When your body is exposed to insulin continuously and persistently, your weight set point will increase and your weight will go up. But if you can consistently lower your insulin levels, your weight set point will go down. I have created a online course called the Weight Loss Series that helps people, particularly women, work with their bodies to lower this weight set point. In addition to insulin being the number one factor, there are multiple other factors that you can control in order to lower that weight set point. But insulin is going to give you the most profound effect, either for the good or for the bad. Continue watching the video, and what you'll see is that I have provided you with the first set of videos from this online course. In these videos, what I'm going to go over is the 2 foods that raise insulin exponentially higher than any other foods. And simply by decreasing or removing these foods from your regular diet, you over time will see that your weight set point will go down. So I hope you enjoy this next part of the video. So why are you so hungry all the time? Let's talk about insulin because that is the main hormone that is involved in overhunger as well as weight gain and an ability to drop weight. So first, insulin is produced in your pancreas in response to you eating carbohydrates or glucose, okay? It is released with some other substances such as high amounts of protein, but really it is carbohydrates that releases it to the highest extent. It circulates in your bloodstream and it tells your body in various areas what to do with the glucose that you just absorbed. So it tells your muscles and your brains and your brain to use the glucose for energy. It tells your liver to store it for later use, and then it tells your fat cells to convert it into more fat storage. When your insulin levels drop and there's no glucose available, your body will begin to access first the glucose stored in your liver for fuel, and then when that runs out, it'll start to access your own fat for fuel, which is really what we want. When your body is exposed to high levels of insulin for a very long period of time, the various tissues just start ignoring the insulin, and that's called insulin resistance. It makes it so that glucose can't enter the cells and be used as fuel. Thus, you're always hungry. And it makes it so that your body can't access its own fat for fuel because the insulin levels are still high. So you're still hungry because you're not able to access either the food that you're eating or the excess meals that you have on your body as fuel. So at the extremes of insulin resistance, that's when you start getting into type 2 diabetes. But in the earlier, more milder forms, it usually results in weight gain and obesity. So let me just make myself clear. Insulin resistance causes obesity, okay? So refined or processed carbohydrates are the number one thing that cause insulin levels to rise. The order in which food raise insulin levels are sugar and then flour, and that's way higher than fruit, grain and starchy veggies, then non-starchy veggies, so that's gonna be your greens, then proteins, and then fats. So fats are down at the bottom and cause very little, if any, insulin increase. Ultimately, we're gonna work towards eating foods lower on that list, but for now, we're just gonna start with really reducing or eliminating foods on the higher part of that list. So how quickly your body corrects this insulin resistance does depend on how long it has been resistant to insulin. So if you are somebody who has struggled with weight for years and years and years, it might take longer for your body's insulin levels to reset, but you will get there. Just understand that if this process takes longer, that's all that it is the body's tissues waking up and really becoming more sensitive to insulin. Okay, so it's worth it, but just have patience. There are a couple of other hormones that I wanted to mention because they play a role in your hunger levels. The first is leptin, and so that's the hormone that lets you know when you're physically full. So when you eat a meal, leptin is released. However, high levels of insulin block that leptin from getting to your brain and tell you to actually stop eating because you're full. Okay. The other one is ghrelin, and that's the hormone that says that you're physically hungry. It's turned off by the volume of food in your stomach as well as fat. So it's important to note that calorie-dense foods, like really processed foods, soda, things like that, aren't going to turn on leptin because they don't have any fat in them, and they're very low volume despite like having lots of fuel in them, okay? So things that are high in fiber and water content, so vegetables, as well as fat, will help turn off ghrelin so that you stop feeling those hunger hormones. So insulin resistance makes it so that your body cannot access its own fat for fuel and doesn't allow you to see when you're actually full and when you're hungry. So all your hunger signals are off. You're not able to lose weight. These are the people who come and say, I've followed every diet and nothing is working. It is because of this insulin resistance. And it results in you feeling like you're always effing hungry, okay? So reduce your insulin levels through avoiding flour and sugar, eating more nutrient-dense foods with less calories, so higher volume, less calories, and that's gonna be vegetables, okay? And that will correct this insulin resistance. Your hunger levels will also equilibrate with this, and so you'll stop feeling hungry, which is really a win-win because you lose weight and you don't feel hungry. So we are rebalancing your hormones with this. All right, I hope that was really helpful for you and very informative. Truly, by removing sugar and all forms of flour, your weight set point will go down and you will lose weight. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, these two foods definitely contribute to the way your insulin and how high your insulin rises after eating a meal. But there are other factors involved as well as other hormones that play a role in this weight set point. So if you are interested in learning all about this physiological aspect of how to lose weight, in addition to learning some of the psychological aspect, go check out the weight loss series. I designed this series to be a comprehensive course so that you really understand the factors that go into this weight set point and understand how to lower them, not just now, but forever, to maintain that weight loss. And with any challenges that come along during your life, whether it be pregnancy or menopause or injury or something like that, understanding how to work within those circumstances to keep your weight down or to get your weight back down so that you will only have to do this process once and maintain that weight forever. So if you're interested in checking out the weight loss series a little bit more, I want to tell you all that's involved with it. Just like these videos, you'll have access to the full library of the weight loss series course videos. Essentially, what it is like is at least 3 office visits one-on-one with me worth of information. I charge $200 to $350 for a one-on-one session with me. That total is at least $1,200 worth of information. Additionally, I give you access to the video notes, food lists, homework and worksheets, just to solidify these concepts and really be able to use them in your life. I also give you lessons on ear seeds and self-acupressure to help work through some of the discomfort associated with weight loss. And finally, I give you all of my top resources for where I go to personally learn about what's going on in the world of weight loss, the best science, the best evidence for both the physiological and the psychological aspect of it. So in total, that is over a $1,500 value that I am giving to you for under $300. If you're interested in checking it out, head over to selfhealingdrashley.com/order/form. I'll make sure the link is available in the description for this video below. Additionally, I put out regular videos on my YouTube channel, all things health and wellness from a natural perspective. So if you're interested in learning more from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.